This is WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is our weekly public affairs program that we produce in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders throughout West Michigan, and we are here to do just that in this edition of Community Close-Up as we welcome Adrienne Goodstal, Executive Director of North Kent Connect in the northern section of Kent County. By the time we're done with this conversation, you'll know all about them, or at least a lot more. And first of all, Adrienne, it's great to finally get you in the studio here.
I know. Thank you, Phil. It's great to be here.
We're just going to say for our WYCE listeners, Adrienne is no stranger to WYCE. I know for a fact because I've seen you there as a witness. You've been at 2 Jamie Awards, and you said you were turned on into WYCE by your husband.
That's
so.
Right.
What's his first name?
His name's James. Giving him a shout out.
Okay, James. Thank you for enlightening.
This is the only radio station that he listens to.
All right, James. Checks in the mail, as they say. I'm really glad you're here because, for full disclosure, I know a good deal about your organization. My wife is a volunteer there, and you serve a lot of people in a pretty broad geographic area, but pretty much focused on northern Kent County. Before we talk about that, let's talk a little bit about the history of the organization. And you, Adrienne, are relatively new to North Kent Connect. How many months you been there now?
I am knocking on almost 8 months, which seems insane.
That went fast.
It did go fast. Yeah. It seems like I've been there longer because it is where I'm supposed to be. Feels like home.
I love that. What made you decide to join North Kent Connect in this role? And let's just be honest. You replaced a legacy leader who was there for many, many years, Claire. Yeah. And that's always a tough thing to come into that situation. But you said, I'm right where I need to be. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have had the opportunity in my previous roles working with North Kent Connect, and I've watched over the last 10 years under Claire's leadership, North Kent Connect continue to just rise up and meet the needs of the community, and I completely resonate with what their values are and how they serve people and how they are part of the community. And so when the opportunity came up, with a lot of discernment and reflection, I just felt like this was the next calling for me. So it's been fantastic.
You know, there's a lot. We just came through the Easter season. There's a lot in the Bible, in Christianity, about the least of these, the least of them, the people that are easy to walk by as they sit on the sidewalk or are struggling or standing with a cardboard sign. It seems like just about every intersection in Kent County, but that is a big part of what you do at North Kent Connect. You are a Christian organization all about improving the lives of people in northern Kent County. And it's interesting, Adrienne, I just want to share the obvious with our listeners. People forget Kent County is a big area geographically.
Big area.
There are organizations that serve people in the city area and to the south and east and west, but North Kent Connect, this is really a sweet spot for a lot of people who would have no other place at least close enough for them to go in northern Kent County.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, absolutely. So I want to kind of just touch on, at the core of who we are, we believe that everybody has value and we want to meet them where they're at and go beyond their basic needs. And that's how we operate as a Christian organization. So thank you for pointing that out. When you look at the map of Kent County, we truly serve exactly half of North Kent, or exactly half of Kent County. So we're north of 6 Mile up to 22 in east and west, and we're right smack dab in the middle. We're the only social service agency that's providing that whole entire geographic footprint. So you can imagine, there's some smaller pantries that we partner with, but in terms of the breadth of resources that we provide, we're really it. And so for us, we don't take that lightly. We want to make sure that we're providing the resources that people need and eliminating any barriers that may come their way for helping them move forward.
You just painted a picture geographically. I hope our listeners caught from 6 Mile to 22 Mile,
Right.
From the south of your border, the service area to the north, and just about everything in between.
That's right.
And you're right. There are food pantries. There are churches that try to help out, but I would assume, in terms of how people find you, churches are a big part of that. Other smaller organizations that may say you need to seek help through North Kent Connect. Talk about that first point of contact when these people who need some help are coming through your doors or maybe giving you a call.
Yeah, so we were founded by two churches 52 years ago, really to meet the food insecurity in that area. So that's how, still to this day, 52 years later, that is our point of entry. So that's the first service that people are going to receive when they come through our door, is seeking healthy food options. But again, as I said, we want to make sure we provide for that very basic need, but then figure out what are some of those other barriers and challenges that they're facing. So they meet with a case manager. And everybody is individual. We all come with our own struggles and challenges, as do the clients that walk through our door. And so it's not a cookie cutter way that we approach it. It's individualized, and it's through relationship. It's getting to know that client, getting to understand what their needs are, and then helping them. I kind of say our case managers are really the cheerleader. We're helping to keep them encouraged and get them connected to resources.
Right. And you would need case managers if
right.
you weren't about helping that person eventually be independent,
That's
economically
exactly
independent. You're not just giving them stuff and say, come back when you need more. You're trying to solve their problems.
Right.
Maybe they need help applying for jobs. Maybe they need help finding affordable housing, which we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But it's a really important piece of this. Adrienne Goodstal is with us, Executive Director of North Kent Connect. You can learn more at nkconnect.org, and you can get involved if you'd like as well. You can donate there, nkconnect.org, serving a very large geographic area, basically half of Kent County, from the middle of the county, about 6 Mile, to the top of the county, if you will, at 22 Mile. You bill yourself on your website. I saw the phrase a one-stop shop. I really like that.
Yeah.
Because people need a lot of things, especially people who are challenged and have hit a spot in their life for whatever reason that they really need help. They feel lost. They feel like they have no place else to go. Maybe they've overextended their asking options at a church or somewhere else, so they come through your door. But talk about what that one-stop shop concept means for you at North Kent Connect.
Yeah, for us, and we know we can't do this work alone, so we really look for partners. What makes sense for us to say, you're a partner that can bring a resource to our clients, and let's eliminate those barriers of transportation. So if the client is already here and they need to go over to our partner wing and work with Michigan Works, which is on site, to help with job, resume building, interviewing skills, then that's what we do. So we, again, really value the partnerships that we have and continue to just look for new partners. So we've got Disability Advocates, Mel Trotter Ministries, Michigan Works. We've got migrant farm outreach workers, along with a whole host of other partners that are on site. So yeah, and again, you had mentioned too, like, we cannot do this without the community. So not only other social service agencies that are willing to come on site and partner, but the community at a whole of churches and, civic organizations and individual donors that are willing to give of their time, treasure, and talent. As you mentioned, your lovely wife, we'll give her a shout out, is one of our high impact volunteers. She's there, weekly. She's an arm of our staff, and we have so many other volunteers that show up week after week. Really, we can't do it without them. So there's lots of ways to get involved at North Kent Connect.
I love that term because we are a volunteer supported radio station. So you're right. A high impact volunteer is the kind of volunteer that we really cherish and want to have around for a while. Adrienne Goodstal is with us, Executive Director of North Kent Connect. I don't want to run out of time without talking about housing. You recently had an event focused on affordable housing. This is a huge issue not only in West Michigan, but all around the country. Talk about that real quickly, and then you have something coming up with the Right Place in June.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 focus areas that we're working on, and that's around attainable, affordable housing, transportation, and access to fresh food for all of Northern Kent. So housing, you cannot turn on the news or look at your news feed online without knowing that affordable housing is a national crisis, and we are not immune to that, especially in Northern Kent. It looks a little bit different. When you think about all of the development that's happening in the urban core, you wonder, what's going on in Northern Kent? And so that is our role at North Kent Connect, is really to be the convener, to be the voice of the clients that we serve, because we understand what housing looks like for them. And so we've, over the last couple of years, have really been able to leverage our relationships with municipalities. And we just hosted, not too long ago, a Northern Kent Housing Solutions Summit. And that was bringing together really leaders within municipalities that wanted to learn about what does affordable housing look like, and how do we start to have those conversations broader. And so we had some area experts that were providing information around funding options, different resources and tools that are available. And then we had some folks from MISHDA to talk about what development looks like in the rural area. So we're excited. We finished that. And then kind of part 2 of that is we're partnering with the Right Place. June 25th, they will be doing a developer day where we've identified some existing properties that are ready for development. And so developers will be able to come around and see some of those areas that can be developed and determine if they want to move forward and build some affordable, much needed affordable housing in Northern Kent.
I was just going to ask you about that. It's one thing that we have a lot of in Northern Kent County, and that is open space and land that can be developed. Obviously, we love our green space and we love nature, but this is a critical need, and I'm so glad you're doing that. I hope that can be. You mentioned something that's so easy to just walk right over and walk right past, and that is helping people understand what actually affordable housing is.
That's right.
Most people have no idea, because what may be affordable to them is not even in the same ballpark in terms of another person, and it crosses so many different classifications, and it's a very complex area. And I would assume it is a good portion or percentage of the people you serve who are either unhoused or really just struggling to just be able to keep a roof over their head.
That's it. And I think, thanks for pointing that out. I think when we talk about affordable housing, affordable housing, as you mentioned, could look different across the whole entire spectrum. It could be somebody who's looking for first-time home ownership that just graduated from college and is making $70,000 and wants to stay in their community, but there's not affordable housing for them. And it could go, right? I mean, and also it could be affordable housing for the clients that we serve that are what we call working poor. It is those that are living paycheck to paycheck, who want to make a better life for themselves, but don't have the same opportunities as other people. And so the affordable housing for them may look like, I want a rental unit that is not going to be cost burden to me. Most of our clients, which is just staggering to think, 60% of their annual salary goes to just rent. It does not leave much for any other mishaps that may happen in life. And so it truly is that paycheck to paycheck, and they never have the opportunity to truly get out of that. So that's where we're looking at, what does affordable housing look like for that population, and what does affordable housing look like for, hopefully, if we're doing our job right, they will get to a place where they're making a better income and where they are able to think about, if they so choose, home ownership, and what does that look like for them in that next journey of their housing. So I think you're right, though. I think when people think of affordable housing, they often think of it as low income, and it isn't. It is across the whole spectrum, and we need that from every price point. I'm so glad you said that, and we've got just about a minute left. You can learn more at nkconnect.org, nkconnect.org. Real quickly, North Kent Connect has a food pantry. They have a terrific thrift store, which you can shop in, and you ought to check them out. There may even be a farmer's market coming in the future, I hear. Yes. I don't want to tease that too much.
Real quickly, anything else you want to share with our listeners before we wrap up?
No, just thanks for having us on. I think, we've been around for 52 years, and I think we're still this hidden gem. And so we want to get the word out there that North Kent Connect is in this community. We've been in this community serving many, many people, and we just are grateful for the support that we have, and we want people to get involved. So please volunteer, donate, learn more about what we're doing at North Kent Connect. And if you want to do a tour, we're always welcome to give tours, because I think, seeing it firsthand really helps you understand the true breadth of what we're doing in Northern Kent.
And you are located on the Beltline, just north of
12 Mile.
12
yep.
Mile.
Yep.
Can't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place, and I highly recommend it. And I'm glad we could connect.
Yes.
North Kent Connect with WYCE.
Thank
This
you.
is not a one and done. You get to come back.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Adrienne Goodstal is Executive Director of North Kent Connect. She's been with us on our Community Close-Up program, produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. This is Station Manager Phil Tower here at WYCE. We'll catch you next week.